What's going on, everyone? So, I have something on my mind I want to talk about. Disclaimer before I get started, I'm a bit drunk. So, usually, like, I don't even really drink, bro. I'll drink maybe twice a year. But today is the anniversary of my arrival in the UK, and I thought, fuck it. I want to talk about this. So this topic is the phenomenon of gay right-wingers, okay? Something I've noticed as I have kind of drifted away and become disillusioned with right-wing politics. So, I want to basically enlighten you all on a few things I've kind of come across in my journeys, just, like through the political sphere and whatever. So, if you don't know, Nick Fuentes is a gay loser, right? If you don't know that and you're a so-called groiper, then you're a stunad, really. Basically, I've noticed a trend, okay? There's all these so-called right-wing alternative people that crop up. And then what happens is, later down the line, a lot of them turn out to be gay, right? Now, personally, this is just me, okay? I've never really had an issue with gay people, ever, right? I know that may sound cucked, or whatever, but personally, I don't care, Like, if you want to suck cock, that's what you want to do. Like, what am I gonna do? Nothing. I'm not gonna do anything, okay? But if you want to suck a child's cock, that's a different story, right? That's a different fucking story. But basically, as I've kind of done, I've kind of whenever someone like us would have some form of awakening, you'll kind of be placed, you'll kind of be shoved in to certain platforms, like people who have platforms. So like Fuentes, Jones, Clav, whoever. If you don't know who Clav is, right? Clav's more of a looks maxer dude. He's not really right wing, but I'm just saying, right wing adjacent kind of people, kind of not even right wing. So, should I say realism adjacent people? Okay. So, if you don't know that Clav got fucked by Peter Thiel, then now you fucking know. Okay, Clav got fucked by Peter Thiel. All right. Fuentes is a gay spec, right? And there's many others, bro. There's so many others. I don't really pay attention to politics really anymore, but that's something I've noticed. And the thing is this, right? I think the reason why a lot of gay people, especially gay men, get involved with right-wing politics is because, shall I say, their crop is there. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine you are a homosexual, man or woman, doesn't really matter, right? Liberal people are ugly people, okay? They are they're not average. They're not good looking. They're fucking ugly, okay? This is something I noticed. Why is it that every person that comes from the LGBT country is ugly as fuck, right? It's because of the high mutational load. They're ill-born people. They wouldn't have survived in any natural selective society, okay? So this is just what I've noticed. And the thing is, when I started following politics a few years ago, I always had this weird kind of thing in my head where I was like, why is this person really talking about these things when they're the type of person who, in any serious society, you got to remember now, I'm from South Africa, so a lot of South African people, I'm not even being funny here. A lot of South African people are naturally selected for. You don't have many liberals in South Africa. You just don't, because you can't afford to. So these people kind of die out or don't reproduce, or they make stupid decisions and they get killed, or something like that. So there's not many, okay? But in the West, it seems to be that they're everywhere. They were never naturally selected out. They've proliferated and they have children. But now what you have, obviously with the gender imbalance, there's more men to women. You have a lot of men who, shall I just state, have always had the inclination for homosexual tendencies, okay? But what's happened is they can see how these liberal fucks are ugly as shit, right? And it reminds me of that song Handsome Devil by the Smiths, where they say there's is it the Smiths? There's more to life than looks, but not much more. That's one of the lines in the song. And that always kind of like stuck with me. Basically, imagine this, you're a gay dude, okay? You're gonna seek your quarry anywhere it is, so that there is such a small minority of the population that is kind of like, if you're I've known a homosexual woman before, and she was telling me how she pretty much dated every homosexual woman in the area we stayed in, basically. So it's like, if you would class them as like a group, they're almost incestuous. So they're always looking to branch out, right? Now, when it comes to like politics, a lot of these gay men have noticed how a lot of young men who are kind of up in the look scale gravitate towards, shall I say, right-wing or right-wing adjacent beliefs, or fuck political terms. They're just realist, right? Realist beliefs, right? They see what's going on and whatever. And what happens is these gay guys, they kind of infiltrate these movements to get what they want, which is gay sex, okay? Like, just think about that for a moment. I really think that is the case, because, like, I don't really watch, like, streams or anything like that. Like, dude, I've never really watched, like, even a gaming walkthrough or something like that. Sorry, not a walkthrough, like a let's play. Like, that doesn't interest me. I'd rather just play the game. Or if the game doesn't interest me, why am I gonna watch the let's play? But imagine this, right? It makes me think about like pedophiles as well. Basically, like, if you look at the stats on pedophiles, I think it's mostly like a lot of pedophiles get into schools. They get into like areas where they seek their quarry, shall I say. So they move into these professions, or they move into these industries or areas where they can basically fulfill their needs, okay? And that happens even with straight people. Like, if you're a straight guy, like me, I'm straight, basically. So I will only try and go to places where there are girls so I can meet up with them if I want to, right? Now, by that logic, that would be the same for any form of sexuality, homosexual included. So basically, as I've, kind of navigated the right-wing space, I've seen how there's a lot of dudes, like a lot of these, I don't even, like influencers or whatever, like these political speakers that are homosexuals, okay? And I want to reiterate this personally, right? I don't care who you are, like gay or whatever, dude, right? It's unnatural, yes, but it is what it is. It's existed for all time, right? Like, if you think about it, fucking smoking is unnatural, but it's been around for ages, okay? It's like it's one of them things, okay? If you're a Christian, it's a sin, all right? Sin's been around forever. It's like that. So, like, yes, okay, it's not right, it's not good, but these people have always existed, okay? So what are you gonna do, right? Are you gonna, like, if you're right wing, you believe in free speech and all that, are you gonna take away their free speech, right? think about it like this as well. Like, gay people in the right-wing sphere kind of add a sort of, I wouldn't say validity, but a kind of like endorsement, if I could even say that. I'm trying to find a better word, but they kind of like, the thing is, if you know how the game is played as in life itself, you understand the powers at play, you understand who the masters are, the Zeists, should I even go that far? The Draco reptilians, whatever, like, I don't know how schizo some of you are, but like, I'm a proper fucking schizo, let me tell you, dude. I'm fucked in the fucking head, cunts. Right. Now, this is kind of how I see it. Like, sure, okay, it's not ideal, but I've kind of noticed that. I've noticed that there is a lot of gay people kind of migrating in to right-wing things to kind of like, I wouldn't say prey, but kind of like, again, seek their quarry, right? They seek their release. So wherever it is, wherever the attractive young right-wing people are, because on average, right-wing people are more attractive than left-wing people. Okay, if you look at the stats on like mutational load, genetic defects, basically like the more genetically defective you are, the more liberal you are, because what that means in a natural sense is that you would not be able to compete in a natural environment. You would be the male that would have been killed. You would have been outcast, something like that. Therefore, like you wouldn't have existed, okay? But now you do exist in this modern society. So what are you supposed to do? We have all these excess males. Thousands, like hundreds of thousands, bro. Hundreds of thousands of excess males. A lot of them have gay inclinations, okay? Now, I'm sorry to say this as well, but like a lot of right-wing people need to chill out with this gay bashing stuff, because they don't actually, like, you're not helping anything by kind of like bringing these people down. If you're so for free speech or whatever and free life or libertarian, like I'm not libertarian, that's just cringe. But if you are that way, then this should be like water for ducks back for you, okay? But for me, I've kind of always had this kind of thing. Like when I started getting into politics, like back in 2016 with the Trump election and all that, like that was the first time in my life I really started like paying attention to that kind of stuff. I was about 20 at the time. I kind of could see how, like, if you liked guys and you wanted like jocks and stuff, jocks are generally like realist people. They want to have sex with girls, they want to do this, their life is based on strength. Like, you're going to cater to these people, and maybe you'll find the odd jock who likes gay sex, like that kind of stuff. I can see it. I can see the logic behind that way. Like as a straight guy, like for me personally, like when I go to the gym, or like if I go swimming or something like that, man, I'm looking for the girls. Like I want to see the girls, and I want to stare at their big asses and their big titties, and I don't care. Like I go to the gym to work out, but then I like my eye candy too, I don't fucking care if they think I'm creepy, weird, whatever, right? I don't care, right? I'll stare at that bitch until she fucking reports me. And then when she reports me, I'm gonna harass her outside the fucking gym. Jokes. But yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I am drunk, dude. I'm kind of like halfway drunk. I don't even know if I should release this video, but that's just something I noticed. So don't pay attention, like, and that brings me on to another point where it's like, if you're not gay and you are kind of, you're not politically inclined, but you believe in right-wing ideals, like that's really the only way to say it. Right-wing, left-wing. It's like right-wing means reality and left-wing means delusion. If you're more inclined to reality, You're gonna be a certain way. You're gonna be your parents were naturally selective when they got together, stuff like that. Pay attention, be on guard for, these fake homosexual right wingers. Just pay attention, be on the lookout, because believe me, they're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. It's like with that To Catch a Predator stuff, when you'll see like the predators, Chris Hansen, he asked him like, what do they do for a living? Most of the time they're kind of like around, maybe they're not directly involved with young children, but they're around. Like they will be around. They take jobs that are around young kids. It's the same with any sexual inclination. If you're straight, you're gonna want to go to bars to meet girls. You're gonna want to go to the gym to meet girls. You want to go to university to meet girls. This is the way it is. So if you're gay, and you see that, I mean, like, bro, if you're gay, and like again, it's nothing to me, man. But say if you're gay, do you really want to get with these nose ring, pig ring, fucking losers? Dyed haired freaks, like, fucking skinny fat boys? Or do you want to look at these, like, should I say Chad lied Chads, right wing realist people? Like, the answer to me is clear. Like, obviously you're going to gravitate towards that. So for someone, like, if you're a young guy and you're like getting involved with politics, firstly, don't, because it's cringe, right? Don't do that. Don't stick your neck out in that way. Don't be on the system's radar. But if you are going to get involved with that kind of stuff, just be aware that there are predators within the space, okay? I wouldn't say even, like, predator is kind of like a bad word, but there are abnormals within the space who seek your butthole, okay? And be on guard. Be on fucking guard, dude. Because that shit is no joke, right? And that's the end of the video, dude. See you later.